Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Kumgisha Joan Sinoga Umwat. Yeah, I'm really grateful to God that I'm back. I mentioned about my next video being about, I said it will be mainly about me sitting down and interviewing someone, and it's something that we are working on. However, I've not been feeling fine, but I'm believing God for total healing, and I know it's coming my way. Yeah, however, there's this video that has been pending, and I've been requesting, and I've been wanting so bad to talk about. So when I got that same moment, I'm like, let me sit down and talk about this. Yeah. And this is going to come from a place of, I don't know how to say it, but I'll come to it. Okay. So I have, there's a video that I talked about managing your expectations, and it was, I think I talked about it lightly, but I managed to find out, like, I've talked to 3 young girls preparing for marriage now, and I noticed it's just the same thing. Like, these girls have like literally like a few weeks left for their marriage, and there's so many questions you're asking them and they don't know. And it is so heartbreaking, because you know that is one of the things that are going to cause trouble, that are going to like bring a hiccup in their marriage, not very far from when they start it. Yeah. So one of the things that I've been continuously, and I'll continuously talk about, is please sit down and manage your expectations before marriage. And you find like most of the people like have this thing of like, we are getting married, as long as I love him, that's all that matters. But love will always be there, but when reality hits, now it is your expectations that will remain, because you'll be like, I expected him to react this way, but he reacted the other way. I expected him to do this, but he didn't. But these are things that you did not talk about, so how would you expect someone to react in a way that you did not talk to them about? Yeah. And also I notice many girls are getting married but are taking things lightly, especially when it comes to the medical part of it. Like as young girls, we all expect like I'm going to go to school, graduate, get married, have a child, and for some it works that way, for some not that way. But once you have a man, you're like, I want to have a child for this man. But have you managed your expectations about having that child? Have you worked with your mental space to think of this child you're bringing forth? What if the child comes in a different form, or what? Have you thought about all those things? Those are the things that we normally don't think about. Yeah. And how do you prepare for that? It How do you prepare for that? Just a minute, sorry. How do you prepare for that? Yeah. It so happens like, I was talking to one of the couple, and I was surprised, like none of them have, it is just 2-3 weeks to their wedding, and they've not done any medical, nothing. Yeah. And we are talking about, most of them just do HIV and that is it, and even some don't. But what will happen if you get into a marriage and you find like the person that you trusted and loved did not tell you about their HIV status? What will happen if you get into a marriage and you find out that someone did not open up about their sickle cell status? I know, like, it is hard to bring forth a child that is not in good shape. Like, I have seen mothers struggle with children of sickle cell, with Down syndrome, different, like, it is not their choice. And I just appreciate those mothers out there. Like, it is hard. Eh? if God blesses you with a normal child and it's already hard, now when it comes to like when a baby is sick, it becomes harder. Yeah. So why decide to make your life more complicated yet you can deal with this thing? Yeah. Go test yourself, make all those necessary health checkups. Yeah. Go test yourself for sickle cell, because once you're a carrier and your husband is a carrier, you're totally going to have sicklers. Yeah. And besides that, there's also another condition when I was getting married, that we did, and the doctor was telling us if your blood is O plus and your husband is O minus, or either O plus or minus, you're bound to have miscarriages a lot and hard to, like, you conceive but it's hard for you to keep that baby. It's some condition she talked about, I can't remember it, but I wouldn't have known that condition if I'd not gone to the doctor. So young girls and guys getting married or preparing to ever get married, please don't take these things lightly. These are things that are going to work on your take a toll on your marriage. You get married and it's just few months out from your marriage and you're already battling different sicknesses and all those things. I remember we did all the necessary tests. Unfortunately, we did all those sickle cell, what, syphilis, what, all those things, but I did not do a scan. So I conceive and later find out I have fibroids after conceiving. Yet it is something I would have dealt with earlier. Yeah, it took a big toll on me. Like, my pregnancy journey was a roller coaster. Yeah. And it's something I would have worked on. So I sometimes talk about these things, one, from my experience, two, from experiences I've seen around, three, from people I've heard and seen. So please and please do all the necessary medical checkups for the dental. Out of the blue, your partner starts stinking. You can't take it in. Do all those checkups. It's for your goodness. It's for for the better. And then another thing that has brought me now out is managing finances. Talking about finances, managing your finances, your expectations about finances. As I said before, we keep on thinking the cultures are different. We normally, when I was in Poland, and it is normal, that's their culture. You do 50-50 percent, 50-50 on everything. Even if you get married, it's 50-50. You're either buying food, I'm doing this, you're sweeping, I'm mopping. That is the lifestyle. Yeah. And then here in Uganda, it's more like the man is the head of the home and he takes on all that heat. So you find the woman's role is to cook, take care of the children, have children and all those things. But the man is one who pays the rent, he's one who will buy the food, so you find all that burden is on top of the man. But still you have to talk about it, because don't assume that the man will buy the food. Don't assume that he will pay the rent, because we come from different families and backgrounds. And do not assume things. Talk about all the nitty-gritties. When we get married, how many times are we going to be eating a day? You may look at it like it is something, but there are families whereby they eat once a day. They eat breakfast towards lunch, they have their lunch towards supper, and then have tea for dinner, and that is it. And you're coming from a family where you eat breakfast, brunch, lunch, you have evening tea, you have a dinner, then you have a snack towards bed. And here you're meeting a man coming from a family where they eat once a day. You know, they have one meal a day. So how are you going to, if you do not talk about it, how are you going to manage? Because ajja kugamba wejjalabya omukazi alya kuva ku makya n'alya kiki. You understand? So if you do not talk about those things, my friend, you have a strain in your marriage. Sit down and talk about all the nitty-gritties concerning finances. When it comes to rent, who will pay? When it comes to food, who will buy? When it comes to bills, how are we going to do it? What do you expect me to do? How can I come in to help? If anything happens and I'm not working, how will we survive? Talk about all those things. Yes, because recently I have a friend of mine. They got married, I think not even 4-5 months ago, and the lady is pestering the man for money, like, money, I want money. And then the guy calls me and he's like, Joan, I don't know what to do. I have this lady, I love her, she knows it, I got married to her, I chose her. I know she loves doing her hair, her makeup, and all those things. I caught a huge amount of money, gave it to her, and told her, this will manage this, you know. And out of the blue, she keeps on pestering me for money, and she has this thing of every day, like a woman is supposed to be just given money, like every day. It is not bad, but I asked the man, have you talked about it? Because togenda kujayo mwana wa binti, when you know the father was giving them like 20k every day just, and you refuse to talk about giving her money just. She's used to that. So you're supposed to do it. So if you do not talk about all those things, my friend, you're going to struggle. She's used to being given money just, you know. And I'm not saying that a lady is not supposed to be given money. Oh, it feels good when your husband just gives you money, you know, like you've not asked for anything, but it's like, zino za mchala senoga, you feel good, you know, but not pestering for it. So I decided to be in between, because I told him, you should have known the wife that you are getting married to, that she was one that is given money just. And since you did not know, now that's a lifestyle you have to maintain. And if you cannot maintain it, that is something you're going to sit her down and you tell her, now honey, you said mbulungi nembubi. The bubi is, I cannot manage to maintain this and this. However, I can be able to do this and this and this. What do you think? And talk about it. Because you did not talk about it at the beginning. Okay? So it just pains me that there are so many marriages that are struggling on so many things that are petty. I would say they look petty, but they are big in their own way, and they are wiping out very many marriages. Yeah. So one thing I can say is that please manage your expectations. It doesn't, no matter how small something is, as a young girl preparing for marriage or a man preparing for marriage, please talk about it. You can even decide to ask your man, how do you manage your undies? How do you manage? Because you're going to be shocked when you get there. You know, anything, like ask every question. How do you manage your cleanness? How do you manage your shoes? How do you expect me to handle your shoes? Because you will be surprised on the expectations men be having. And you'll also be surprised on the expectations women be having. There's a time I took a boda and the man was telling me, Joan, bananga bachala bazine naku, it's funny. Omukazi nengenda okukola nenkomawo engatto nga ziddugala nenziteeka awo nenfuluma nenzijjamu, naye omukyala nakulaga nti azingiza ziddugala. In my mind I'm like, That is your expectation. You expect her to clean the shoes and take them in. Did you ever tell her that was your expectation? Because to some women, it is more like, it is your shoes, it's you who made them dirty, so clean them. There are some who will think like that. And there are those who are raised when they are too clean to touch a dirty shoe. It is you. So if you do not manage that expectation, will have to deal with it. You'll keep on putting on your dirty shoes because you did not talk about it. And as I said before, there are so many marriages that are struggling. Lately, just 2-3 months ago, my husband lost a very close friend and workmate, and she was a very nice girl, very jolly, very exciting. Like, I just loved her, her. She was a lady of good aura, I can say. But she went through a lot of torture and depression in marriage. And these are things she did not talk about. She became depressed, failed to get someone to talk to, and she ended up, she didn't feel loved, she didn't feel beautiful, she did not feel good enough, and ended up doing something that ended her life, leaving 2 beautiful children behind. So, if I say I will not stop talking about these things, ladies, please, as I've said before, when you're managing your expectations, also communicate. Do not see something and just keep quiet. If you feel there's something that is not right, just talk about it. Before, if any one of you knows me, they know that I'm someone who's outspoken. But when I reached in marriage, I just closed up. I don't know why. I think it was I put both respect and fear for my husband together, so I did not separate it. So it was more like, oh, my husband, like that. And I failed to talk, yeah. But later on, when I talked to one of a family friend, and she's more like of our counselor, she talked to us and she was like, your man is your friend, And men do not understand emotions, because I noticed I would come, honey, how can you do this? I expected you. But I would communicate crying. He would never understand anything. Like they just don't. They just don't understand anything. Once you are communicate well, emotional, they just don't understand. Their brains are on the side of getting a solution. So when you come in crying, they're looking for a solution and they're not seeing it. So the solution is to make you calm down and wipe your tears, is what he's thinking of, instead of listening to what you're saying. So be bold enough. If you're someone who's as emotional as me, get time, cry it out, and come out boldly and say, honey, this and this happened, but I do not like it. I would prefer if you did this and this, or this and this. Or if this and this happened, I would prefer if you handle it this way. What do you think? And then you talk about it. Okay? So, but one of the quickest way to fail in a marriage or to fail in a relationship is you not communicating your emotions, or not communicating, bottling out things that have been bothering you inside of you. You have to let it out. Learn to speak your mind. Because imagine if yesterday something happened, you kept quiet. Tomorrow something happened, you kept quiet. Another day, before you know it, you'll just, and it will be too late to repair anything, because you'll be speaking from a point of anger. And yet it's something, and yet you find like this is your friend, so misunderstandings are there. You will be thinking you are speaking like this person actually may be made it all intentionally wanted to hurt you, but yet they just wanted you to, like, it was a mistake, it was a misunderstanding, something like that. Yeah, so please try to communicate as much as you can, please and please. And if any of you is out there and you want to talk to someone, you're asking yourself, what is happening in my life? I'm trying to do things right, but things are not working out. My husband, I'm trying to talk to him, but he does not communicate. Please, if you ever need someone to talk to, please reach out. Because, and if you're also struggling as a new mother, struggling with depression, postpartum depression, you're struggling with depression in marriage, anything, and you feel you want someone to talk to, I'm always available. Please DM me. Go on my Facebook account, Kumgisha Joan Natasha. Please reach out. Send me a DM. We can talk there and then. We can chat or talk. Or you can leave your number and I can call you and we talk. Yeah. So, in case of anything, please do not do something that you feel is not right. Yeah. If you feel you are at the point of life where you feel things are not measuring out, it is the time that you actually need your family and friends around you. Do not let the devil put you in a corner and whisper to you things: you're not needed, you're not necessary, you're not appreciated. If you were not appreciated, you will not be where you are right now. There's a reason why you are mother of that child. There's a reason why you are married to that man. There is a reason why you actually chose that person or spouse that you're with, or you're choosing to be with. So do not make any choices of ending your life or of doing anything that is not worth it, because if you don't feel like someone cares, there are actually people that will care. Yeah, so I love you so much. Thank you very much for all your prayers, for all your goodness. It is good to be behind the behind the screen once again, and I can't wait to go on again, to get used to this again. So I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Love on yourself. Love on your spouse. Love on your children. Because if you don't, who will? Okay. Love you so much. Bye.